Heroes Manufactured is a documentary following Canadian artists and their quest to break into the comic book industry while dealing with fandom and the craze of comic book conventions in Canada. Basically a typical day for AJ Morgan and I.
No, I don't think it's a matter of whether we're Canadian or not. It's just a matter of like reaching out to our audiences, connecting with our fans, and then finding new ones.
Heroes Manufactured, it's a feature-length documentary about comic book artists and illustrators here in Canada, and just it's a film about how they break into the industry, not just in Canada but also globally. So we do have a story about a Mexican-Canadian artist by the name of Alfonso Spinos, and he actually delves into the industry quite a bit. We see a bit of the pitfalls and also like just the great aspects of being an artist for him.
I've been doing comics since 2004. Started with my own series based on The Wizard of Oz. It was something I had thought of in college, and a publisher decided to take a chance on producing a series with an unknown creator.
Learning stories, learning about different artists and illustrators, that's my biggest inspiration. And just seeing how far they get into the industry and how they struggle as well. I mean, I think the challenges is definitely something inspiring in and of itself.
It was the mid-'80s, and it was a time of a big boom in black and white publishing. In terms of Canada, we hadn't hit that cultural tipping point where Canadians took themselves seriously enough and took their interest in their own history and their own mythology. But I think that's changed.
We interviewed Stan Lee and actually Kevin Smith as well. There's a nice little part in the film where we get a little bit of history, a history lesson on Stan Lee as well as Kevin Smith. We get some other cameos with Tia Carrera, Lou Ferrigno, and a number of other celebrities. I know Mark Hamill, Mike Tyson make a quick cameo there as well.
I did a Calgary Expo right before this one, and then I drove across the Rocky Mountains. At every Comic-Con there's lots of amazing fans of mine who love my books and buy them and take them home.
Definitely there is a benefit to geek culture hitting that mainstream. People are getting into the Marvel movies, the DC movies, and I think it's part of popular culture. It's growing, and we could definitely see it growing even more down the road. So,
you know, superhero stories are really like fairy tales. When you're very young, you read fairy tales, but they always have a little moral at the end of the story. And I used to think that our superhero stories are a lot like that. They're fairy tales for grown-ups, and you have to be careful to write those stories so that they inspire people. The hero has to be somebody who'd make you feel that maybe there is justice in life. And I forgot what I was leading up to.